Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Aaron's Art Tips.
Nice.
It's August 27th, Tuesday. What are we going to do today, Dustin?
We're going to draw?
We're going to draw, just like we've been doing for the last couple weeks. Got to get these drawings done. Look at this. I got these in the mail. Go to the down shooter.
Yeah.
Got my little book. Yeah. Right here.
Holy shnikes.
Yeah, and it's chock full. I got a full book finally. Hey, look at all these drawings we've been able to get done in the last 2.5 weeks. Now, I didn't get them done at the rate that I thought I'd be able to do. So far, I've got 49 drawings done. I was hoping I'd have 50 or 100 done by now. I'd start going into more than 100 after that, but it doesn't even look like I'm going to get 100 by Lightbox. But I'm going to try. Yes. So here we are. It is Tuesday, August 27th. Going to do some more drawing. I have no idea what I'm going to draw today. I'm going to need some suggestions. I just finished doing an elephant doing a cannonball.
Cannonball!
That was kind of fun. But anyway, we've still got our sale going on.
Which one?
Our back to school sale.
There we go.
We've still got our back to school sale going on. It's 50% off for students and teachers. 50% off of our membership and streaming. So that's huge. So if you're going back to school, back to college, back to high school, back to kindergarten, then you want to get this. It's going to be really great. So 50% off of streaming and membership. So that's awesome. The other thing, September 28th is our big character design live web class. And that's going to be a 6-hour class. It's going to be a lot of fun. Go to creatureartteacher.com/live. And I'm going to be talking specifically about character design for 6 hours. My approach, as you know, I've designed characters for the original Lion King, for Mulan, for Aladdin, and I want to talk to you and show you kind of my thoughts on what I do and how I get into it, and what it takes to create Disney characters. So we're going to be doing that, and it is going to be covering a lot of what's already in my character design course that you can download. But I'm also going to be doing some new stuff. We're going to be doing it live. I'm going to be answering questions, and you're going to be able to download this, the live stream if you're a part of it. So it's all a pretty big plus. So I would say check it out. Patreon. I got a Patreon page. So if you guys want to give us a little donation here and there, we would love it. We would really appreciate it. It's patreon.com/Aaron Blaise Art. Yeah, there it is. Oh, it's right there. Oh, it's already up. There you go. So I don't have to worry about it. Doing that kind of thing. It really helps us out as far as giving us a little extra income to give us more time to create more courses and more live streams. And actually, if you do the $10 tier on the per month on the Patreon, you're going to get you'll be part of the live stream that I do just for Patreon. And right now our audience is small enough that I think we can do some portfolio reviews and that sort of thing. Matter of fact, I think I'm going to be doing one next week for Patreon. So if you want to get in on that, check it out. I think that's it. Is that
Lightbox?
Oh, yeah, Lightbox. I always forget something.
I know.
I got to do. I got to write it down.
Yeah.
Because my mind is like a sieve. Do you know what a sieve is? A sieve. A strainer. So Lightbox is September 6th, 7th, and 8th, Pasadena, California. It's the Lightbox Expo. We're going to be out there. It's the whole reason I'm doing all of these drawings. I'm going to be doing a lot of lectures, demonstrations. I'm going to be with Proco. I'm going to be over with Wacom, doing some stuff with them. And it's going to be a lot of fun. It's the first of its kind. It's being spearheaded by Bobby Chu, who is the owner and guy that founded Schoolism, which is amazing. Bobby's a great guy, and I think this expo and this event is going to be absolutely amazing. We've been getting a lot of great feedback. We're coming in on the 5th, staying through the 9th. But it's going to be, the event itself is the 6th through the 8th, and in Pasadena. So I think it's going to be fantastic. So check that out. It's lightboxexpo.com.
Be sure to tell Proco I said hi.
And I'll be sure to tell Proco that Dustin said hi. And that's it. So today we're going to draw. I've got Dustin by my side.
Hey, everybody.
And,
See you guys.
And we've got Nick in Sarasota, and he's going to be fielding questions as well while he gets his air conditioner fixed.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So it's only about 90,000 degrees here in Florida with 142,000% humidity.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So
That's every day here.
yeah. So so Nick will be suffering through that. YouTube suggestion: do a wolf. Nice. Let's do a wolf. Actually, you know what? Pull up. Go to my photos. I'm going to do a wolf. Actually, I got to get up from my desk. I'm going to help you out for a second because we got to go to photos. Quit out of photos. I got some wolves in my head, but I want to get. No, go down here.
Down to
Photos are right there.
Okay.
Okay, quit.
Quit.
Yeah, quit photos.
Quit photos.
Yep. Now let me hold Option, and now go down to photos.
Yep. You want me to click on it, right?
Yep. And now go to Mac Pro Latest Library. Choose Library. Now we're gonna scroll through. See, we got some nice rams in here. Scroll through.
These are the shots I took.
Yeah, but we get to the wolves. I've got a whole bunch of wolf shots in here. We got bison. We got all kinds of. We got cougars. We've got all kinds of stuff in here. Look at all that.
You're welcome.
So pull up. Get to the wolves.
Bears. Wolves, not those pictures.
Yeah, get a good picture of a wolf in there. We'll use that as reference. All right, I'm doing a wolf. Let's do a wolf. A wolf.
Let's see here.
And then just click on it so it blows up, and then do the control option or control shift 4. Do a frame grab, and then bring it over.
You want him sitting down?
It doesn't matter. Just grab one right there. That's fine. Right there, standing up. Any of those shots right there.
Just
give me a wolf. Give me a wolf.
Let's go with this one.
Nick asks, "Oh, did I ever find my Roger Rabbit image?" I did. I did find my Roger Rabbit image. It was put up on the shelf.
How's this one?
That's good. I like that one.
And somebody earlier was asking, will you be doing any live streams at Lightbox?
Oh, you don't have to give me the whole photo thing.
I don't know how to make
Do
this.
do the photo. I told you, do a frame grab.
Frame.
Remember? Dustin Blaise.
Come
on, man.
Control Shift 4?
Control Shift 4.
There we go.
You got it. See, now you got it. Oh, clunking through everything. Go to the down shooter.
I'm already at the down shooter.
Oh. So yeah, there's I did this for Richard Williams after he passed. It was just a very quick little sketch of Roger, kind of paying homage. And let's shrink that wolf up a little bit.
Yep.
There you go. And just slide it over to the right.
Where's the mouse? There it is.
There we go. Good.
Shift it on over.
Shift it on up.
Right there.
There. So, a wolf. Let's do a wolf. I want to do one. I want to do one just caricatured based on this photo because I haven't done any wolves in a while. So I'm just gonna. And Dustin, by the way, is doing a. We just did a YouTube video on because I get the question so often on finding creativity. How do I find creativity when I'm blocked? And we just shot a video this morning or yesterday and today about where I talk about that. And in this case, what I'm doing is if I'm want to do a subject that has like a wolf in it, like this, then a lot of times I'll just find some photos and use them as reference and draw something really fast, like I'm going to do here. I'm going to caricature it a little bit.
By the way, Manny is saying,
Manny!
while drawing the wolf, you need to jingle around with Yellowstone National Park.
Yeah. So what I'm doing here, got the body, here's the hind end. I'm just reminding myself of all the parts, even though I put out a whole course on how to draw wolves and foxes and coyotes, and I'll still need a little refresher every once in a while. And I like this pose that this wolf is in. So here I'm just I'm gonna bring his back end up, his back up in here too.
I'm off to Borneo in a week, so can we have an orangutan?
Ooh, an orangutan. I'm gonna need some reference for that one, but yeah, let's do an orangutan next. Actually, that sounds great. That'll be my first orangutan in the group.
You already answered the earlier question of if you're doing live streams at Lightbox.
We're not sure. I don't think we're going to be able to. But if we can, we'll definitely try. I want to turn that head a little bit more.
The person I was asking about the orangutan is also saying that he's going to be going there in a week, as said, but going to take sketchbook and some basic drawing tools. Any suggestions on any particular type of book or tools he should bring?
Well, if you're going to be in Borneo, I'm assuming it's going to be pretty humid, so I would say watercolor might be a little difficult, although I would still bring it. And just a small watercolor kit, a Cotman watercolor kit would be good. And and then the Strathmore, these Strathmore drawing pads are fantastic. So I would think about that as well. Getting that distinctive shape to the eye is really important.
Somebody's suggesting here, you haven't got any hyenas. How about a hyena rock band?
Well, not this time around. We're doing the orangutan next, after this, and then we'll see if we have time after that. But a hyena rock band actually sounds really funny. YouTube suggestion: could the next drawing be an anglerfish using his light as a disco ball? Actually, that's a great idea. I'm going to do that. I love that idea, actually.
What was the idea again?
An anglerfish, that has a little light on the end of their. Set it up as a disco ball, so all the fish are kind of I'm going to do it so all the fish are dancing.
That would be cool.
So I'm going to give this one a little character because I haven't.
Perhaps I missed it, but can we see the reference you're using?
You got to drag it over. So I'm just.
You make sure I'm not. There we go.
Just gonna give him a little smile. Little smile.
So this here is the reference that we are currently using. As you can see, this is one of the photos that I took in Montana. This was at the...
Drag it back, please.
Huh?
Drag it back over. That was at the Wildlife of Montana.
Over in Bowden, Montana.
Bowden, Montana.
Right there, is that good?
Bub.
Yep.
It's good, bub.
That's pretty good there, bub. And what's the current pencil you're using?
It's an ebony.
Hmm?
An ebony. An ebony pencil.
Ebony pencil.
Pencil.
And what's the current size of it? Is that a 2B?
This is, yeah, it's probably 2B. Or not 2B.
That's the real question.
Alright.
Krishna Von Benson says, I've signed up for the character design course. Really looking forward to it.
Me too. Thank you very much. I'm really looking forward to it as well. I think it's going to be a blast.
Hey Aaron, do you use the prompt list for Inktober or just make your own theme per day during the month?
I usually just do my own drawing. I don't use the prompt list.
They have a prompt list?
Yeah, it gives you a suggestion on what to draw.
Huh. I'm working on a Christmas story. I'd love to see you draw a reindeer, realistic or cartoony, doesn't matter.
Well, we can do that on the next one.
That is true.
Bring that foot right down there. Right downhill.
Right on here.
Downhill.
What are your thoughts on mechanical pencils?
Don't like them. The leads break too easy for me. I'm kind of harsh with my way I like. You can see the way I like to draw. I like to draw quick and kind of rough.
No. It's funny just hearing the name mechanical pencil just sends a shiver down my spine because how much I hated them.
Yeah.
Because, like you said, they easily break, but at the same time, when you're writing with them,
Oh yeah.
they created like there's a
that
it's
little
like a
screech.
Yeah, it's like a little. It's like not only a screech, but it's like a squeak, and you feel it. You both hear it and
Feel it in your toes.
It's just, just no.
Yeah, just a little. Want to get a little fluidity. From
Have
that
you
tail
sharpened? Oh, sorry.
around. Have I what?
Have you sharpened your pencils with a knife?
Yeah. With a knife?
With a knife?
Yes. I don't. When I'm sitting here drawing, I've got a pencil sharpener or a shampoo parchner. Who wants to come over and hang out with me and have drinks in the pool tonight? I think I'm going to have drinks in the pool tonight.
That sounds like fun.
Yeah.
And the moment you say that on a live show, everybody's gonna hunt you down just to hop in the pool with you. Do you like drawing people?
No. No, I don't mind drawing people. I just enjoy drawing animals a lot more. I don't mind it.
Do you like drawing people? No.
No, I mean it's I'm just being honest. All right, we're at I'm just being honest. There we go. All right, there's our quick little wolf sketch. Question: is this style of pen and ink? Does it in this style? Does it matter what the pen tip millimeter size is? Thanks. For me, it does. I'm using a fine tip, which is a 0.05, and so that that's what I'm using here.
Do you know when you'll do another character design class stream? I can't make it for the one coming up. Also, are they available to view later?
They'll be available to view later for the people that signed up, but don't worry, we are going to do more of these. We'll probably do about 3 to 4 of them a year. Now, the subject matter is going to vary, though. So, it might be a while before I do another character design course. That might be once a year, maybe twice a year.
What's your drink of choice in the pool?
A little vodka cranberry.
Vodka cranberry. It says, could be cool. If I'm ever in Florida, can I visit?
Sure.
Sure, why not? But I was like, do not give out our address.
Did she just write that?
Yep. Our address is womp 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 womp.
Went out to dinner last night with a old friend of mine, Jolt Hormé. He's one of the VPs over at WDI, and just got done. He was heading up a lot of the work on the new Star Wars attraction, and so he's here for press interviews and things like that. But we all went out to Jinko's down at the Animal Kingdom Lodge, one of my favorite restaurants. Man, is that good. We used to eat there all the time back when I was with Disney. I wanted to announce, I want to let you guys know, on Thursday, our live stream on Thursday, we're going to have a special guest. We're going to bring in my good friend and partner in crime, Ronnie Williford. A lot of you guys have been requesting that we bring Ronnie in, and I've been doing the same drawing over and over, so I thought it might be kind of fun to vary things up. So we're bringing Ronnie in, and so we're going to figure out our subject matter and all that kind of stuff, but I think it'll be fun.
What technique is best to prove my animal art? Is it to find a reference and go full-hearted on that, or is it better to do just fast sketches?
I think it's both. You know, fast sketches will really help for you to show your anatomy knowledge if you have that. But then, you know, doing, you know, rendered paintings are nice as well. So it really depends on what it is that you want to show.
So I'm going to be going to a comic book convention for the first time. Do you have any suggestions of like must-dos or must-not-dos? And do you have any anxiety being in front of people?
I don't, not anymore. I mean, I always get a little anxiety right before I go on stage, but it's mostly just because I'm hoping that all the technical aspects go well, because I've had plenty of times where I get up in front of a few thousand people and all of a sudden the projector doesn't work, or I've got the wrong file or something like that.
Or the microphone turns off.
Yeah. Question. I saw a making of Brother Bear video last week on YouTube, and you were almost a kid. Well, it was 20 years ago, 15 years ago. Would you like to see a live action adaptation of that movie? You know what? I don't think Disney would ever do it because I don't think the movie was popular enough. But I do think it would make a pretty damn cool live action adaptation. So I think it would be awesome.
Do you have any suggestions of do's and don'ts for comic book conventions? Of like meeting new people?
Oh, just listen. You know, don't geek out too much. You know, but it's, you know, I was giving the advice on the as far as getting up and speaking, because I think this is a person that's actually speaking, right?
I think so. Or just the way it asked, like, it was asking any suggestions of do's or don'ts.
No, just be yourself. Just be yourself.
What brand is your pen?
Oh, yeah. I am using a tool. It's Tay.
Oh, Tay.
It's TUL. Tool. Brand gel pen. This is a fine pen. Meaning, I mean, it's fine. I don't mean like, hey, it's fine. No, it's fine. It's a fine one. I've got medium and I've got fine. And I'm finding that I'm using the fine pen a lot more than I'm using the medium pen.
It's all fine. We're good.
It's fine, baby.
Oh, Tay. Oh, that brings me back to Little Rascals.
But it really gives me, you know, let me zoom in a little bit.
Are you psyched for Lightbox? I just heard about the concept and all the cool parts of it.
I'm very excited about Lightbox, yes. I think we're going to have a really great time.
And this is the very first year that it's been made, right?
Yep.
So how exactly does Lightbox work? Is it like a convention for animators, or
it's for entertainment? It's going to be actually a lot kind of wider reaching than even say CTN, which is also a great convention, I think. But CTN is more animation specific.
Like animation.
Whereas this is going to cast a wider net.
Right.
Hold on. Question: when drawing from reference, kind of like these, are you trying to recreate it perfectly, or do you not care as long as it looks okay to you? Yes, I'm actually not. I'm only looking at the reference just to get markings and things like that, because I'm really changing. I'm adding character to the image, and I use reference just as kind of a jumping off point, just to give me that initial inspiration.
When will the video be out for Creative Block?
Dustin, that's your answer.
I am hoping to get it done by the end of tomorrow. That is my goal.
And if it's not, you fight.
You fight. Oh, Gabby's on. By the way, Dustin, I love your photos with the new cam. That cat pic, though. What cat picture? I don't remember taking a picture of a cat. Meow. But thank you very much, Gabby.
Gabby!
Gabby! I've been having so much fun with the camera. And actually, the new YouTube video that we're working on, I used my new camera to add a little extra flavor to it. So, looking forward to present that.
Jamie asks, I'm struggling with the cheek fur and the scrunched muzzle when they bare their teeth. Any tips? Yes, well, first of all, look at reference. And you got to understand when a dog is baring its teeth, it's pulling, go to this camera over here. It's pulling, the muscles are contracting. So you got to think about, first of all, think about the skull underneath, because that's where the teeth are going to be bared. So here's a wolf skull. I just happen to have a wolf skull right here.
Right there.
Oh. So what's happening is that skin that's over the top right here on the front of the teeth is going to come back, and it's all lifting up. So all of the muscles that are over the top of the muzzle right here, it's all contracting. So that's why you get all the wrinkles up on top, because those muscles are contracting to pull the skin up in order to bare these teeth right here. So think about this structure underneath, the muzzle itself, and then drape over the top of it a group of, the skin kind of pulled up. And if you look at reference, think about that as you're looking at the reference. Think about the structure underneath, and then you'll start to understand how that's all working. And that's all I got to say about that.
Is this a wolf or a coyote?
This is a wolf. He's got a little bit of coyote traits to him right now, the way I'm drawing him. But he is going to be a wolf.
What's the best thing for a stiff neck when drawing?
Lay down. You might want to look at your chair. You might want to look at any number of things in the way that you're sitting. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. I've got things down pretty good to where I don't have any problems anymore. Good chairs too. Get a good chair. That's very important.
Some people are like, hopefully the skull is fake. The skulls are fake. They're made out of cast. Although there's one or two up there that are real, right?
Yeah, I've got a real bobcat and a real cougar. And, just because it's a real skull doesn't mean someone went out and shot it either, folks. So don't get your panties all in a twist if I have real skulls or other people have real skulls. People have real human skulls too. It doesn't mean they went out and killed it.
What's the next drawing?
The next one after this one?
Yes.
Orangutan?
Orangutan.
Yes, I need you to pull up that orangutan image.
I will look one up. Lightbox question number 2. Are you participating doing the artist gallery? Probably have the name wrong, but artists, visitors, tablers, and speakers can upload their work, and from there on, interviews can be established to get to know each other. This way, studios can get to know artists from whom they like the art.
Oh, probably not.
So you don't think you're going to be participating in that?
Probably not. I might. I'm not sure. So here you can see kind of I wanted you to see the line work, how I handle that. I really want the line work to accentuate the illusion of fur. And of form as well, because there's places here where I'm trying to get that to work, to show form, which I'm doing here. The line work isn't necessarily, it's not going in the direction of the fur, it's actually, I'm trying to show off the form. And up here, where the fur gets a bit more coarse and thick, then yes, I'm going in the direction that the fur is growing.
How's that?
Oh, that's freaking awesome. I love it. That's a good thing to roll off of.
Although I think I...
But give me my wolf back.
That's where I messed up. One sec. Desktop. Yeah. Not crap. I just had it. Desktop.
Twitch question: Wolves and Beauty and the Beast had a very distinct and somewhat sinister look. Were there other ideas for their designs leading up to the final versions? I don't know. I wasn't part of the design process for the wolves on Beauty and the Beast.
Is that okay?
And really, the only one I even came close to was Beast, as Glenn was finishing it up. Glenn Keane.
The white pen you use for highlights, is that gel also?
Yes, it's called Jelly Roll, actually. So it's a different brand. It is a gel pen, but it's a white jelly roll pen. And the jelly roll is the brand. I'm drawing down here. Sorry, drawing in the wrong. I've been drawing in the wrong place. Let me pull out a little bit.
That's what happens when you zoom in so much.
Yeah.
Can you draw gorillas?
I can draw anything, man. I can draw anything. No, yes, I can draw gorillas. I have drawn gorillas. Am I going to draw gorillas on this stream? Probably not.
Can you draw everything, anything, even your own soul?
I bare my soul, man. Please help. Whenever I use my .5 white gel pens, they seem to scratch the paper and not really show up over pencil lines. What brand of white pens do you suggest? Okay, this is the problem. Your pen tips are too small. I had the same problem when I use my white .5 jelly roll pens. I throw them out, get rid of them, and order 08s or 1.0. 08s or 1.0. Those are the only ones I use. All my 05s or .5s, I've given up on them. I threw them out. They're too fine. They get clogged up too easy. They don't work. So make sure you only get 08 or bigger.
What's the most common question that you get asked that drives you nuts?
That drives me nuts? I don't have any questions that drive me nuts. I have fun. Some that I laugh at, like, have I ever met Walt Disney? What was Walt Disney like? That one I think is kind of funny. But I don't have any that drive me nuts.
What happens if you What happens if you hit a drawing wall?
Yeah, but I mean, I get that question though. I mean, I don't mind answering it. It doesn't drive me nuts. I mean, there's a lot of questions I get a lot, yeah, but I don't mind answering them.
How did you?
Actually, there is a question that bugs me, and it's, how do I deal when how do I phrase it? How do you deal with lack of motivation?
That's the one.
That's the one that does drive me nuts, because to me, those are people. If you're not, it's just being lazy. Those are questions from people that are being lazy. You got to get up. Drawing is not easy, and sometimes you're not motivated, but you got to get up and do it anyway. And it's just called being, disciplined. I had a quote today that I used in the video that's coming out, and it's on creativity, but I also think it's on work in general. But it is, creativity is a direct result of good work habits. The harder you work, the more the more often you work, the better your creativity is going to be, and that's an absolute truth. Creativity will come to you more easily over time the more you sit and just work. You've got to work, as RuPaul used to say.
You gotta work. How did you meet Ronnie?
Well, Tinder.
It's always the Tinder.
No, we worked at Disney together. I was back in 1996, I think it was, 95. Portfolio came in. I was part of the review board back then, and I remember this portfolio coming in that just had some of the best animal drawings that I had seen in a portfolio ever coming through into Disney, and so I remember going to my buddy Trey Finney and saying, "Hey man, check these drawings out." And it was Ronnie Williford. Then Ronnie and I later discovered we were both part of the Society of Animal Artists, and we had never met. But anyway, we ended up hiring Ronnie because his drawings were so great, and from that point on, Ronnie and I have been friends since 1996, and we really hit it off. I mean, once he came in and we met, we discovered we both played music. He's a much better musician than I am, but we had a lot of fun playing music together, and yeah, we've just become best friends, really. And cut ahead to 26 years later, and we're still buddies.
Have you ever drawn people in your family like Dustin or your dad or Vedanta?
No, I have a hard time drawing people that I know. I regret it. I never drew my wife before she passed away. I did a couple of drawings, but I wasn't happy with them, and I've always regretted that immensely. I mean, it really bugs me.
I think you've done some sketches of Vedanta and...
Yeah, I have done a little bit of sketching, of Vedanta. Nothing finished. I should do something with you. Big Sasquatch.
And that'll be my my photography logo.
There you go.
Sasquatch photos. Actually, I like that.
So you can see what I'm trying to do is get a nice circular little composition going right here. In the pose, I've really pushed it from the actual reference. Nick says, what about the anglerfish disco ball? I like that one, but I want to do the orangutan. Question, how to draw effects in animation such as water, ocean, smoke, fire, wind, etc. Yes, we are on it. We are on it. I've got the right person. I just haven't approached him yet. But yes, we're going to have that on our site. It's going to be awesome. There you go. So there's your answer.
There you go.
Yes.
What kind of paper are you using?
Oh, that's right. Sorry about that. I am using Strathmore. Oh, toned gray. Strathmore toned gray 9 by 12 inch sheets. I order like 10 of these at a time. I go through them. I go through a pad probably once a month. There's 50 sheets, probably less than that. Probably once every 2 weeks. I go through a pad, 3 weeks, something like that. Once every 3 weeks, I think is right. I mean, this is pretty much one pad in the last 2 weeks right here. All of these. So that's 2 weeks worth of drawing. So I love, and it's my favorite. It's my favorite paper. This toned paper. I love what you can do with it, especially with the white pen. Can really get these drawings to really sing. Dustin.
Yeah.
You can get them to really sing.
Yeah. Sing. What's the one mistake you see in portfolio reviews that have prevented great artists from getting hired? One of the biggest mistakes I see from young artists is that they put a lot of their early school class assignments in, like, walk cycles and things like that. Don't do that. Nobody in a studio wants to see your initial walk cycle animation. We want to see that you can animate emotion, that you can do complex movement, that sort of thing. But seeing walk cycles is not, it's not something that you need to do. And you've recently released a course on perspective, but would a course on layout and backgrounds be on the cards?
Yes, definitely on layout. We don't have one on backgrounds yet, but layout and backgrounds really overlap anyway. And so there are some people I want to talk to about backgrounds. So I'm not a background painter, so it won't be from me. And I'm not really a layout artist either, so that's not going to be from me either. But I do have a couple of people that I've talked to that have agreed or one person in particular that's agreed that I think you guys would really love, and we just need to coordinate.
When you take a job to character design something, does that mean that you draw different pictures from your head, how you want it to be, or do you get told to draw in a specific way?
It's going to be both. It really depends on the art director. It depends on the stage that the design is at for a certain film that you might be working on. There's all different elements to what you might go through. You know, in the early stages, that's when the design is most fluid and free, and you can really explore. And then as the design of the film becomes more and more established, you really you're starting to get pushed into at least a certain design conceit, the way that you construct your shape language, and all of that. But then after that, it might get even more specific with how your characters are portrayed. So, and then once again, it comes down to art direction, style, and leadership style. Some people are less hands-on, and other people are really hands-on. So it really depends on the style of the people in charge.
Can you show us the drawing that you thought was the hardest?
Show you a drawing? I don't have anything. Every drawing is hard. There's drawings that are less hard, but there's no such thing as an easy drawing, or at least there's no such thing as a easy drawing that has any merit.
Have you ever drawn a clouded leopard?
Yes. Matter of fact, I did one on this gray Strathmore paper right here, but I ended up selling that, actually. I did a big show of my drawings, and down in Naples, Florida, I ended up selling quite a few of these. All of these are going to be on sale at Lightbox in Pasadena, and we're also going to be doing a book using these. I want to do a book on 100 drawings, or we might go, who knows, maybe we'll wait longer and do a book on 1,000 drawings.
As Gabby's asking, Aaron, as a younger artist, was there any piece of advice you got from someone that worked wonders, like something you never forgot?
Glenn always gave me great advice. There's a time where the animation for me wasn't clicking and I wanted to quit, and he just told me to just keep pushing. It's gonna happen. It's gonna click at some point. You're gonna see it, and it really taught me to just, even if I'm struggling, don't especially as artists, well-established artists, at some point or another, we've been used to being really good at what we do in some form or another, and then so it's easy to get frustrated and walk away from it even. And so I was kind of in that stage because it had always come easy for me, art, and so all of a sudden now I was struggling, and I didn't like it quite frankly. And so that really taught me a lesson on, first of all, drop that ego out the door, because, it really does show you don't know as much as you think you might know. And then when, if you struggle, just push through. Really push through. And then getting honest criticism too. So often people don't give honest criticism. Another story I have is I remember I wanted to do wildlife prints in the 80s, and I went to a print house that specialized. They were one of the biggest print houses in the country as far as the prints that they would put out there, and they were handling the biggest artists, Robert Bateman and Guy Koliak, and all these guys that were selling huge, and I wanted to get in on that. That was 1985, 86. And I remember bringing my portfolio of animal drawings and paintings and stuff to the print shop. Well, it's not a shop. I mean, it's a big factory. And I remember going in, and the owner was there, and the guy that, it was Mill Pond Press, and he was, he was probably 80 some odd years old at the time, but he agreed to see me, and I just, walked in and thought, hey, maybe I'll make a deal with this guy. And he looked through my portfolio, and he was very quiet and looked through it, and yeah, okay, let's see, and we went through, and then he goes, well, do you want me to be honest with you, or do you want me to lie to you? I remember him saying that specifically. And I was like, well, I want you to be honest with me. He goes, all right, well, he goes, if I were to put out a print right now that I knew was going to be an absolute bomb, it would not sell, and it would just be a complete disaster, I wouldn't even choose any of your work to do that. And what he was saying was, my work isn't even good enough to be put out as a failure. And it really knocked me down a few notches. And I look back on that work now and I cringe when I realize what I was bringing in there thinking was great. And he says, look, this is when I went up to an interview with Ringling, and he says, I understand you've gone to talk to Ringling. There's some really great instructors there that I know. Listen to what they've got to say. Go in there, learn as much as you can, and then maybe come back and see me again in a few years. And so I did. I went to Ringling. I took it to heart. It was hard to hear, but I took it to heart, and I've always been good at taking criticism, and I did. I went to Ringling and learned as much as I could, and actually my goals ended up changing. After that, I ended up going to Disney instead of wanting to go to Mill Pond Press, and but I really learned a lot, and it was because someone had the audacity to, or not audacity, but the balls to just tell me what I needed to hear and not sugarcoat it. And I think that's what we need more of, out there now. There's a lot of kids out there that are spending, $200,000 on trying to get to college for 4 years that, need to hear that their portfolios aren't as good as people are telling them, and so I try to be as honest as I can without being, I don't think I can be as harsh as Mr. Llewellyn was, that was telling me, his critique of me. I wouldn't do that to somebody, but I do try to be as honest as I can nowadays. But do it with a velvet glove, YouTube question. Just got here. I have a question. Have you heard of the fire that's happening in the Amazon, and what's your opinion on their decision on not handling it? I think it's ridiculous, and it's not a fire. It's fires. It's hundreds, thousands of fires, and I know they are handling it in certain places. It's I'm not sure. I know the I don't know if it's Prime Minister or President of Brazil turned down aid from G7, but I'm not sure where it stands now. But it's definitely an indication of, we need to do something about our climate. This is the worst it's ever been. And for the Amazon to burn the way it's burning is just crazy. And hopefully the monsoons will hit soon.
Have you ever thought of making comics?
No. I'm interested in comics and all that, but it's not my forte. To be honest, I take that back. I have thought about doing something with animals, though. Not with humans. I've thought about doing a comic with animals. I thought it'd be kind of fun. So here I've got a wolf sketch done quickly.
Nice.
Nice.
You're not going to do any white gel?
That's going to be my next step.
Ah.
So I've got the black ink done. So now I want to throw in some white. Let's get some highlights on that nose first. Let me zoom in on the head, because I'm going to work on the head. Nick says we should talk to them now and see if they will do a print with you now at Mill Pond. Actually, that's not a bad idea, Nick. I'm not sure where they stand in the market anymore. I'm not sure if they're a big, but yeah, let's check them out.
I purchased some tool pens the other day, and they had both ballpoint and felt tip. Which are you currently using?
I'm using ballpoint, but it's gel.
Ah.
The other day.
Are there any plans for any kinds of bird drawing classes in the future?
Yes, I just keep putting it off, but there will be. Yes.
Yes. When will you be working on your oil painting course?
When I get to it. I don't know what to tell you. I've got so many irons in the fire right now. I will definitely be doing it. It's just not. It's a little bit down the line.
Well, yeah, Leonardo DiCaprio just donated $5 million to help the Amazon.
Well, that's awesome.
Good for you, Stuart.
That is awesome, actually. All right.
How do you decide where to put the highlights and when to stop?
Well, right now I'm doing the highlights based on markings as well as thinking about a light source. So it's a little bit of both. Question: would you consider doing a animal gesture live stream in the future? I'm working on that, and an opportunity to ask questions and talk about it would be great, and some feedback. Can you scroll down for me? Some feedback. Go over here to the left.
I'm trying.
To the left. There you go. Right there. Just some feedback as well. Thank you. Yes, actually, that's actually a great idea. Actually, I think that'd make a great course. An animal gesture course.
Gabby's asking, what is your favorite dessert?
I love halo halo.
Halo halo?
Yes.
What is halo halo?
Halo halo is a Philippine dessert. Basically everything. I love baklava.
Don't know what that is either.
Baklava is Greek, right? I think.
I have no idea.
It's pistachios and honey and phyllo dough and it's a pastry. But halo halo is my favorite. I love halo halo. Becky asks, Aaron, have you or will you do any hidden ladies like Heinrich Clay did in the background landscapes? No. No. And no. It's all I can do just to get the drawing done rather than on top of trying to figure out some hidden characters in the background.
Do you critique artwork if one asks?
No. Not lately, because I don't have the time. We will work it out at some point. We're going to be going to do something like that. But right now, we don't have the ability to do it. So I'm not doing it. And I have to charge for it too, because it takes I put quite a bit of time into critiquing someone's work. A lot of thought and process goes into it.
Do you know Greg Manches?
I don't know him personally, but I love his work. We've come very close to meeting, but we haven't met yet. I'm hoping I get to meet him at Lightbox. Queen Cheetah asks, will you draw werewolves or more fantasy creatures? I'm actually going to be doing a fantasy creature course. So stay tuned for that. That's going to be our next course. And it's going to specialize on creatures of the forest. Fantasy creatures of the forest.
And Tom Sender mentions about the dessert you were talking about. It's not Greek, it's Arabian.
Arabian, there you go. Thank you.
originally in most of the Arab nations.
I love baklava. Oh my gosh. My mother used to make it for me for my birthday. She made it really good. One of the things that she did for me that was very nice. How are we doing on time?
It is 2:02.
Okay, because we're going to have to go get the kids pretty soon from school. There we go.
You do that what time?
J.M. Watkins asks, Mr. Blaise, was wondering if you ever had the pleasure of working with writer Judy Freudberg, who wrote American Tail and A Land Before Time for Don Bluth. She was a close friend of mine. No, I never did get to work with her. I love those movies, though.
Baklava is really big here in Israel.
Yes. I love it, love it, love it. No one's mentioning Halo Halo? That's because all the people that eat Halo Halo are probably in bed right now.
If you do mythical creatures course, don't forget to throw in a few lesser known ones.
I'm going to make up my own. They're mythical. They're magical. They're magically delicious. Magic. They're just so full of magic. Oh. Twitch question: did any Disney classic movies have loop animation scenes or shots? I can't think of anything that had loops. I'm trying to remember. We tried to avoid doing that as much as we could, because we had the budget that we didn't have to loop stuff. Now, there's a lot of animation that was reused from shot to shot, or from movie to movie. If you look at the stuff in Robin Hood, a lot of that was used from Cinderella and Pinocchio, or Snow White. Actually, it was Snow White. It was reused. It was in Robin Hood. It was reused from Snow White. Yeah, I couldn't get that out.
Gabby says, I'm still hoping to see your take on Chimera.
A chimera?
A chimera?
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 Chimera? Chimera? A chukakon? A chukakon?
Do you like
Chukakon,
mystical
chukakon.
creatures?
Yeah. I love drawing them. Matter of fact, you know what I've got?
What?
You know what I have?
A Sasquatch next to you?
You know what I've got that I can show you? I'm going to show you something real quick.
Let me show you something.
Let me show you something. So there's my wolf. I'm going to sign it real quick.
A woo.
Oh. I want to show you something real quick. We're going to pull this way out. All right. I have got a portfolio that I recently found in my closet. I'm hoping this shows up because it's going to have some glare on it. Whoops.
Is it using like a clear is it like using a cover?
Yeah. But I've got a portfolio right here that I have of a whole bunch of work that I did. Whoops. That was from Lion King. Whoops. These are all... You have to turn sideways. I guess I'll have to do this. But these are watercolor, and you can see they're fairly large. Watercolors I did as development work way back. I did all of these at home. But I did these as development images for some stuff I was developing at Disney, and I was able to keep these because I did these at home. But I've got piles of these. I guess, can I go wider? I guess I can't go much wider. Actually, can you? I guess you can't really shoot over my shoulder, can you?
You want me to
Can you take this and shoot over my shoulder?
I can try readjusting this further up.
Oh yeah, let's do that. There you go. That's good. That's good, like that. And I'll just do it kind of at an angle, so people can look at it this way.
Let's go right there.
Yeah. There we go.
There we go.
There we go. And so I've just got piles and piles of paintings that I did, character things, and these are all imaginary creatures that I was trying to come up with. Let's see here, I've got a pile inside here. Lots and lots of little images. And I did a lot of these for myself over the years. Lots of fun little creatures. And this is the kind of stuff that I'm going to be doing the course on. These are different ideas for what trolls might look like. I know they're hard to see. Let me pull this out of the way, move it up here. Lots of fun stuff. We should do a stream where we just talk about this stuff.
Just about fantasy creatures?
Well, just going through some of this. I literally have hundreds and hundreds of drawings in here that I've done of different creatures. Hundreds of them. And they're a lot of fun. Different designs for different ideas. All for different projects that I've worked on. So I've probably got about 500 drawings in here in this portfolio. So it'd be fun to go through all this with you guys and just show you what I've got. All these kinds of little pen drawings, ideas for characters. Yeah, lots of these are. Let's see what this is. I'm not sure what I've got in here.
Stuff. Lots of more stuff.
Oh, you know what this is? Okay, so this is in the. Man, I forgot this is in here. It's out of order. This is from. These are original drawings. This is from The Lion King, where they go, and I just can't wait to be king, and they run down between the zebras. The zebras get in line, and Nala and Simba, and then the zebras turn around there and they lift their tails. That's what this shot is. That's animation that I did of Nala going down between the zebras. So
how difficult was
that's
it
original Lion King shot right there. And then all the rest, these are all like Mulan. These are all a lot of my Mulan design drawings right in here. These are all original Yao design drawings. These are all from Yao. Let me actually zoom in on that.
When it came to that Nala animation, how difficult was it to start from small and large?
Yeah, we get that question a lot. It wasn't easy. Yeah, it wasn't easy. These are all Yao designs, early ideas. This is his final design here, but this is an earlier design.
And someone's asking, why did you use red pencil for the drawing?
Because when they scan it, it doesn't show up. So the cleanup artist could draw over it, and it would be fine. The red wouldn't show up on the scan. So these are all Mulan sketches, ideas for different soldiers. Lots and lots of. There's Yao. There he is, right there.
King of the Rock.
Yeah. Early. There's an early drawing of Yao before he got his final look. But yeah, I've got piles and piles and piles of these.
So I was asking, would you sell any of these original drawings?
No, none of these are for sale.
Not even the elf ones you showed earlier?
No. No, these are all, this stays in the family, unfortunately. Sorry. This is a charcoal drawing I did of an early character idea for Mulan. This is before the look of the movie was really established. So I wanted to, there's a character named Balgung who was the villain at the time. And this was an idea that I had for Balgung. I had been cast to animate Balgung for the movie, and then he was written out of the movie. So then I ended up with Yao and the Ancestors. But yeah, I've got, I mean, there's so much stuff in here. I know this all just kind of went off the rails here. This is all more Yao, more Mulan stuff. So one of these days we'll do a live stream and I'll go over this stuff.
And I think we already did.
Well, we barely scratched the surface actually. But I wanted you guys to see this stuff. Oh, there's another charcoal of Balgung on his horse. This is original. Yep. Never spray fixed it either. This is about 20 years old. This image.
Wow.
This drawing. But, pretty cool stuff. I love going back through this old stuff and finding all these because it brings back memories.
Are all these drawings scanned onto your computer?
No. Some of them I've got scanned and saved, but most of them I don't.
Is this made with references or all from your imagination?
Those are all from imagination.
Although you did use some reference for the armor at least.
Yes, for the armor I had to learn to make sure the armor was accurate.
Right.
You know, I had to make sure that the armor was accurate. So we got to move this back down again.
Was it zoomed all the way in?
Yeah. There we go.
Right there.
There. It's a little. Let me turn this way. There. That's better.
Actually, I liked it the way you had it before because
Sorry,
it was,
it's too far away. I can't draw way out there, so I'm drawing right here. So that's how I'm doing it. That's all.
Okay.
That's all. That's how it's going to be.
it was just the way the angle of the camera was. It made it look flatter.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Shut up.
So anyway, so that was based on the person that was asking about the fantasy creatures. I've got that whole portfolio just full of nothing but fantasy creatures that I did years ago. What time is?
It is 2:15.
2:15. I think I can do something in about 30 minutes here, 40 minutes. So there's a wolf that goes into the next pile. I'll put that
When you
right
are
up here.
selling your sketches, how much do you usually typically sell them for?
All these sketches here, these are all going for $100 a piece. They're 9x12 black and white sketches. They're $100 a piece, and if they sell out fast, then they're, I price them according to demand, so the price will go up because I can only draw so fast, man. But it's a good price if you want to get in on it. You can get because there's only 50 right here, and I don't know that I'll have more than 80 when I get there. All right, orangutan. Twitch drawing suggestion: the quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. That's a good one. That is a good one, and I will do that one, but I'm doing the orangutan right now. I just want to do a caricature.
Did you know Craig Caldwell? He worked on Mulan and Tarzan.
No. He probably worked on them from California.
Are you allowed to put together an exhibition with those early sketches and animation sheets you just showed us?
I'm sure I could, yeah.
How do you look for animal skeleton references? I have been looking for diagrams on them online, similar to how a vet would have in their office.
I just Google the specifics. I Google, dog skeleton or dog skull or whatever it might be. I just Google those, and usually I get what I'm looking for.
Somebody said Google those.
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 So I'm just sketching right now my version of an orangutan.
The person that mentioned about Craig Caldwell says that he's one of my professors at the University of Utah.
Awesome. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna. Yeah, I'd like to look him up. I want to get more. Get some weight in here. Well, this pose is making me laugh.
Yeah, he's saying, Aaron, I would love to see some insect paintings, digital or traditional. The color range is so large.
Yeah. It would be. I'll definitely do that. I want to do a whole thing on insects too. Like series of drawings like I'm doing now, but just on insects. I think it could be a lot of fun.
Can probably do a special Halloween course based on spiders, on how to draw spiders.
There.
What do you think of that idea?
I like it. I do like it.
If you like it.
There we go. There we go.
There we go.
Just have these little vines coming down.
Person says, I'm looking at lion, tigers, and more exotic animals. I was expecting to say lions, tigers, and bears. Oh my!
Yeah.
The same person.
That belongs in a museum.
It belongs in a museum.
So you can see, like, here's what I'm doing out of my head. So, the last one we just did, the wolf, I did that, from a photograph, but also, pushing it a little bit. This one, there's a photograph of an orangutan that I'm looking at, but it's nothing like this. I just wanted to see how an orangutan is built, and then I've taken it and I'm going much further with it. And I'm really pushing the caricature. So, arrgh. This is the other thing that bugs me is I put my pens down, then my arm goes on them, and then the pen sticks to my arm, and then they fall on the floor, and annoying.
Gabby also mentioned that moths would be awesome too. Their colors and patterns are more intense than most butterflies are.
Oh, they're like camping?
Huh?
It's like camping?
Camping. Yeah.
Yeah, they're intense.
Yeah. Intense, yeah. Very, very.
That's my dad
very
joke for the day.
Any advice to draw animal anatomy?
Yeah, you got to get out there, obviously, and learn it. And the places you learn it are online. You can pick up roadkill. I don't recommend picking up roadkill, although I used to pick up roadkill. There's a lot of different ways of learning animal anatomy. There's books, although I don't know of any books right off the top of my head for specific on animal anatomy.
Can you whistle?
Dustin's a good whistler. So here, actually I like this guy. I'm gonna have to do more of this guy. There. So if I zoom in, you can see the amount of detail that I put in. It's not much. It's just enough to give me a little bit of a roadmap for the drawing. But I gotta hurry up and finish this because we have to go get our kids.
It is 2:24 currently.
Edwin asks, "You ready for the Mulan remake?" Sure.
Did you hear that they're doing? They've done a live action Lady the Tramp, and it's coming on Disney Plus.
Yes, I have seen that. When is Disney Plus coming out?
November 26th.
November 26th.
I think it's November 26th. I'm not quite sure. I'm having trouble finding a quick way to transfer traditional animated frames on paper to a background/landscape on my computer. Do you have any advice? I don't have a tablet.
Say that again? I don't quite understand the question.
I'm having trouble finding a quick way to transfer traditional animated frames on paper to a background/landscape on my computer. Basically cutting out the animated images he or she made on paper, but trying to add them into a background on a computer, like through TV Paint or something.
Yeah, I mean, can't you just make JPEGs and put them together in Photoshop? I'm not quite sure I'm understanding. I still don't know that I'm understanding the question right. You're just trying to put them in a background?
What they're trying to do is create an animation with paper, scanning them into a computer, and trying to implement that animation that's still on paper, a scanned paper, into a scene that has a background and landscape.
Well, TV Paint does that automatically, and you can scan it, and then you set your, if it's on white paper, you set it to multiply, and it'll sit right over the background.
So it'll eliminate the white out of the drawing?
Yeah, it'll eliminate the white. You got to set it to multiply, though.
Gotcha.
I think that's what they're asking. Nick says we have an animal drawing bundle with over 40 plus hours of lessons. We do. We've got, if you're looking for specific, I mean, all of our animation, our animals are very specific, but to the person that was asking about the animal anatomy, we've got over 40 plus hours of animal anatomy and teaching and all that, but they're all specific. I mean, I've got big cats, bears, wolves, coyotes, and foxes. But it's it's really quality stuff, and you'll start to see the similarities between the animals. So if you're interested in that, check that out. I should have plugged my own stuff. But I think it's quality stuff, and we've gotten nothing but great reviews on it.
Dustin is funny. Thank you.
Funny looking.
Dustin, Palpatine looks like he might be in the new movie. What would Palpatine's advice be to morons who talk and use mobile phones during the movie? Don't do it. Man, he is definitely going to be in the last one. I can tell, because I'm pretty sure that in the newest trailer they just released, I'm pretty sure that was his voice towards the end of the trailer, and at the very end of the first trailer they released was Palpatine's signature laugh. So that's my best Palpatine laugh. Is there any way to refill those pens?
I think there is. I think you can buy refills. Although I got a pack of, I got a big pack of them here for $9. But I'm pretty sure you can buy just the refills.
Instead of using nubs for pencils, do you ever use pencil extenders?
I used to. I just don't have any right now. Yeah, I need to get some because I don't throw out my little nubs, and I'm using nubs right now. Let me zoom this in a little bit. You can see the drawing that I'm doing.
Dustin, do you like the old animated Jungle Book? I love it. I just haven't seen it in years. I always loved the classics.
Stay thirsty, my friend.
Stay thirsty. You.
Oh, yeah.
Like you.
Nothing like cool, delicious water.
Hello, Aaron.
Hello.
I just wanted to say that you're a greatly skilled artist. Do you ever come across burnout periods where you just have to step away from art? And if so, how do you usually overcome them?
I don't overcome it because I always want to go back to it, but I do get burned out occasionally. I mean, I do this every single day. And that's when I go and do different things. I hang out with friends and family, and we have a fun little backyard. I spend a lot of time back there. I've got a boat. I do a lot of boating. I get out into nature as much as I can. So there's a lot that I do, and then after I've done that, usually I'm inspired to get back to it, and so I do.
What size pen are you currently using?
This is a 0.5.
0.5.
Fine.
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 5.
Retractable.
12.
It says fine. Yeah.
There's number 12.
0.5 millimeter fine point comfort grip.
Ah, there it is. Have you ever tried drawing with your right hand?
Yeah, I don't like it. I don't like it.
I think you should do that as a live stream. Just draw with the right hand.
Then you'll all know. I'm a fake. I'm a fraud.
I finally got my 2-year-old to stop watching The Sandlot. She's now obsessed with Jungle Book. Why'd you take her off Sandlot? That's one of the best movies ever.
You're killing me, Smalls.
You're killing me, Smalls. I was talking about the dog forever. In Brother Bear, what was the origins of the I Spy joke?
Well, we all play I Spy. I mean, at some point or another, or at least here in the States, everyone, you go on a road trip as kids, and we all would play I Spy when you're on a long road trip. And the joke was everything looks the same to them. And so they weren't, the moose weren't creative enough to come up with anything different other than trees. It's just trees, trees, trees everywhere.
I spy a vertical log?
Tree. Oh, tree.
I love that animation of when he says vertical log, but he's looking
Vertical.
like he's tilting his head to look at it.
Yeah. Those were animated by Bruce Johnson and Tony Stanley.
They did a great job with that animation.
Oh, yeah.
I spy something green? Tree?
Tree. Yeah. I love the voice performance on that because they like every time they're like, oh yeah, man, you got it.
And was all that improv?
Yeah, it was all improv.
That doesn't count. It counts. My favorite bit from that particular scene is when the bears take off and they're like, well, I guess we'll catch up with them later, eh?
Yeah.
Just sit back and enjoy the ride. Oh, okay. Wee.
It was all improv. Rick Moranis and Dave Thomas.
I can only imagine how hard it must have been to try to hold in your laughter that whole time.
It was very difficult. I blew a few takes because I started laughing.
Like, all right, go outside.
Yeah.
How many animators are usually assigned to one character?
It depends on the size of the character. If the character is really big in the movie, you might have up to 6, 7, 8 animators on that character, and the supervisor has to be in charge of all of them. I know on Beast and Beauty and the Beast, there's a lot of the Beast, and so there were 6 of us animating the Beast. And Glenn Keane, who is the supervisor, it was up to him to make sure that we were all animating the Beast the same way.
Caroline from the castle says, I finally saw Brother Bear today. It's been a mission since Peckforton Castle. Love it. Bit of a tearjerker. I also love the change in the aspect ratio from human to bear. Great director.
Thank you. That was a fun project. I'm glad you finally got to see it.
Hello, Aaron.
Hello.
I ride horses weekly, and horses are what got me into drawing at a very young age. I just wanted to say thank you so much for the drawing course on horses. It's so accurate and fun. Good.
I'm glad you like it. I actually spent a lot of time when I put that course together, a lot of time with horses. We've got a horse farm nearby where I live here, and I was out there almost daily, making sure everything I was doing was completely accurate. If you like horses, I've got the best horse course for you. It was a lot of fun to create. I think you'd really like it if you like horses. Question: how do you decide on the direction of your pen strokes when adding details or shadows, for example? Do you use it to help the movement of your character? I tend to make them too random. I think about either fur direction, which is what I'm thinking about now, but I also think about shape. So you'll see that like on my elephant drawings, I'm really following the form. Like if you look here, because I have a muscle that's coming down around here, I'm letting these pen strokes follow the form of the muscle, and it gives it a little bit more form. Where in this case here, if you look at the arm, I'm really following the fur.
Defer.
Le fleur. Hey, Le Fleur. You dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball.
If you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball.
Actually, you did that one perfect. Rip Torn.
Rip Torn. Go get him, Tiger. Those impressions are on point, Dustin. Ever thought of voice acting? I have.
I have.
I have. I actually did some scratch voice for dad stuff on Tembo back in Digital Domain, but I never really got into voice acting beyond that. I never quite figured out how to get into it. But it's more of a, I don't know, just a party trick, I guess you could say. You do impression of the old animated Shere Khan. I cannot remember how he sounds.
Yeah, it's very, very British and drawn out.
Like, the only line I remember of his is "Bravo."
That one's good. Just that little bit was pretty good.
Bravo, jolly good. That's kind of it, but one day you could do a stream with Dustin drawing and Aaron commenting over his shoulder. That would be funny. Dustin, do the thing. Draw the thing right there.
Question: what are the pros and cons of being a director? Like, what's good and what's bad? My favorite part of being a director is the fact that I'm involved in everything. That I love, because, you know, as soon as you get tired of one thing, you move on to another. One of the cons is that I didn't get to draw nearly as much as I wanted to. I was still drawing, don't get me wrong, but not nearly as much as I wanted to, and I definitely didn't get to animate as much as I wanted to. But I really loved getting in. I loved getting in with the voice talent and directing those sessions. It's one of my favorite. And then one of my absolute favorite is when we got to recording the music. Recording score is absolutely beautiful. I remember when we first did our first score session, we had the entire orchestra. It was an 82-piece orchestra there to record the score for Brother Bear, and I started crying. It was so moving and so cool to see, you know, how just a couple years earlier this little idea that I had for a movie had turned into this thing where we were recording out on the sound stage, and it was and the Mark Mancina, who was our composer, had written some beautiful stuff, and it was just so nice and moving, really, to be out there and listen to it being recorded there live. So I love that part of it.
How many sleepless nights did you spend on Beauty and the Beast?
Not many. Beauty and the Beast. I did a lot of late nights, but I never stayed later than 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning.
When drawing from imagination, do you have the picture in your mind's eye before you actually begin to draw, or do you wing it as you go?
It's both. Like with this one here, I kind of built it. I had an idea in my head of what I wanted it to be, and then I just start building it and let it evolve, and then go from there.
I'm talking about Brother Bear. I always loved Sitka's funeral when the two rams, I'm not sure what the names of the animals are fighting with their own egos.
The echoes.
Echoes. No, you shut up!
I've got some outtakes on that are not safe from work that Dustin's heard.
Oh, I love it. There's one line in particular I won't say on here, but it makes me laugh every single time.
Yeah, those guys were so funny. They were the original Bud Light lizards and all that stuff. Budweiser lizards and all that. And and that's why we hired them. They really worked great off of each other, and they were great ad lib. When they would we'd just let them riff, And it would get a little R-rated though. It's so funny.
Dustin, can you do the imitation of the EA Sports slogan? EA Sports, it's in the game. I think it needs to be a bit higher vocal, but
I've never heard it. I can't judge.
you ever heard that?
I can't judge you. No, I don't play video games, man.
It's on like every commercial for like the NFL football games and like the Madden games.
Yeah. The maddening games.
There it goes. EA Sports. It's in the game.
How we doing on time, Mama?
You're fine.
EA Sports. It's in the game.
Is that it?
Yeah, that was it.
That sounded exactly like you just did.
EA Sports. It's in the game.
I thought you were replaying yourself.
No, that was the actual. That's the actual.
That was
sound.
exactly the same. That was funny.
Like 35
Yeah,
more minutes.
35?
Yeah. Right
Okay.
now.
And I think it's because one of the games that I played all the time, or no, I would watch a lot of like Madden commercials and all that, and I think there are certain racing games that were set in EA Sports. But
Certain racist games? What?
yeah, racist games. No, but racing games.
Oh, gotcha.
That had that slogan go EA Sports. It's in the game.
Question, was Chuck Jones one of my heroes? Yes, I love Chuck Jones. I never got to meet Chuck Jones, which is a bummer for me. But everything Chuck Jones did, I thought was genius.
You were saying that you should do an animation with my voiceover.
Yeah. Well, we already did the oh my.
Well, there was the oh my, but there was also the hey dummy, put your card away.
Oh yeah, we
With
did
the
that
rat.
one too. Yeah.
Do the green giant.
Ho ho ho.
Green. I don't know that one.
Green giant. Ho ho ho.
Ho ho ho. Are you supposed to be like Santa Claus?
No, it's the Green Giant.
But Santa Claus also goes ho ho ho.
Yeah, but so does the Green Giant.
Ho ho ho.
Sounds like Morgan Freeman.
Maybe it'd be more like ho ho ho. I am Morgan Freeman. Did you ever get to meet or know Hannah or Barbara? They were
Hanna-Barbera.
Huh?
Hanna-Barbera.
Hanna-Barbera?
Yeah, it's either Hanna or Barbera. That's what
Or
they're talking
Barbera.
about.
Yeah.
Jack Hanna and Barbera.
They were my childhood favorites. Did you ever get to meet or know them?
No, I never did. I have a lot of friends that worked at Hanna-Barbera. They got their start there. One of my friends, Barry Temple, who's a teacher over at Full Sail now, and he was the animator of Flounder from The Little Mermaid, the creator of that character, and a lot of others. He got his start over at Hanna-Barbera. I think he was working on Scooby-Doo back in the day.
The other day.
Barry's an amazing animator.
Next
So
year,
here's our orangutan.
Orangutan. Next year, Disney Animated Studios is going to do Raya and the Last Dragon, which is inspired by the cultures of Southeast Asia.
Oh, cool.
Very cool. Do you recommend people go to Full Sail?
No, I don't. Sorry for the folks that work there, my friends that work there. No, I don't. I think there's other schools that depends on what if you're looking to be a sound designer, then definitely yes.
Say, mister, have you met Walt Disney?
If you're looking to go be an animator, then no, I don't recommend it. I think there's other schools that would probably suit you better. And that's not a reflection on my friends that work there. I just think the curriculum is not as good as it could be. But I think there's a lot of schools that I wouldn't recommend nowadays. I'm starting to believe that learning right off the internet is one of the better ways to go, as far as just because everything has gotten so expensive. I truly am believing now that getting your education online is probably the smarter way to go, because nobody in the animation industry cares if you have a degree or not. What a degree will get you is if you learn better with other people around you, then yeah, that's good to go out and do that. But if you're one that's self-driven, then yeah, you might not need to get that, spend that $200,000 in college. That's all I got to say about that.
Aaron and Dustin, what's your favorite funniest moment in a Disney movie? Favorite funniest moment.
Favorite funniest moment.
Favorite funniest moment. Oh.
I don't know, and I know I've got them.
I can't. There's so many good ones.
Well, there's none of them that, in my mind, that I can think of that are just like knock your belly laugh. Just knock yourself down, belly laughing.
I know one of my favorites is from Princess and the Frog when Ray helps out the gator with the one sticker, pulls it out like, thanks man. How about the other side just shows his butt full of me. You just see Ray going, oh. It's like, oh no. Your breath you'll kill me to death. How's Snow Bear coming along?
It's coming along.
It's getting there.
It's no more further along than it was last time you asked me that. I was asked that. I put together the teaser a couple of months ago, but I haven't been able to get back to it since then. So it'll happen. I'm just I'm wrapped up with other things.
What's the best advice you can give to someone older who is making a career change into the art field?
No self-doubt. Just do it.
Do it.
You've got the advantage of maturity on your side, so utilize it. Definitely.
Do you guys like Madame Mim from Sword in the Stone?
I love Madame Mim. She's actually, I think, one of my favorite characters. I think she's one of the funniest.
Was she the one that had that like transformation battle with?
Yes.
Gotcha.
That whole transformation battle is hilarious. Yeah, I kind of like the curly fur I gave him.
Oh yeah, that's another good one. Someone says mine is Timon and Pumbaa's hula drag dance.
Yeah, that's good. That's a gooder. That's a gooder, as we used to say back at Disney.
Can you share the memories from when you worked on Steamboat Willie? No, notice how I changed my voice to the ridiculous.
To the old timey,
The old timey was.
The old timey.
Can you share the memories of when you worked on Steamboat Willie?
Oh, the humanity.
Oh, the humanity! I was not there back then. Is there a particular way you set up your lighting on your drawing desk or for your drawing desk?
Yes, it's. I keep it very simple. I just make sure that my lighting is off to the right because I'm left-handed, so I want all the shadows to be cast in that direction so I can see what I'm drawing. See, if my lighting is cast over here, like so, and I try to draw, the shadows are in the way. So I always make sure that the lighting is being cast from the right side so that it doesn't get in the way. And I use both warm and cool light, fluorescent and incandescent.
I love the Sword of the Stone, but I also love the animated Robin Hood. Do you remember that one? The one with the fox?
That was actually the first Disney film I ever saw in the theater. Came out in 1973. I was 5 years old. I went with my grandfather. There it is. You just sang it. You whistled it perfect, Dustin.
Mommy. I'm just gonna take your taxis. I'm the sheriff of this town. What was the name of that sheriff character?
The Sheriff of Nottingham.
Was that it?
Yeah.
I thought he had an actual name, not just Sheriff of Nottingham.
YouTube question. Hi, Aaron. What are your thoughts on UBI Works, designer of Oswald the Rabbit and Mickey Mouse? Are any of his animation techniques still used? To be honest with you, I can't remember. He was pretty rubber hosy in his approach. If you look at Cuphead, yeah, they used his techniques in Cuphead.
So do you and Ronnie have an idea of what you guys are going to draw, or is it still open request?
We're not sure what we're gonna do yet. We're getting together for lunch tomorrow to discuss that very subject. What are we gonna do? What do you guys want us to do? If you guys are gonna tune in on Thursday, what would you want Ronnie and I to talk about, draw, do? Maybe we just talk. Who knows? What do you want? Tell me. Let me know. Talk to me, baby. Come on.
Will you ever do the Bancroft Brothers podcast again?
I was their second one. Their second one on their podcast. I don't know if they ask me.
Napoleon Lafayette and the Aristocats, both scenes are just hilarious. Definitely
Yeah, I don't
agree
remember.
with that.
I can't remember those.
They were the two dogs around the windmill. Like one of them was like, "All right, let's go." Well, hold on there. I'm the leader. I'll say when we go. All right, here we go. Charge! I think one of them was a bloodhound, or like one was a bloodhound, the other was a little wiener dog.
Yeah. Well, the Scotty in Lady and the Tramp is pretty damn good. Pretty funny.
Oh, Scotty, the tiny little
Scotty. Well, the little dark-haired, wire-haired guy.
Right.
Yeah, with the Scottish accent.
I completely forgot that he had a Scottish voice.
Yeah.
Tell Ronnie I said hi, says Gabby.
I will. Are you going to be around on Thursday, Gabby? Because you can tell him yourself.
In the zoo in Vienna, there's a female orangutan that did some paintings.
Ah.
Ooh, we need to see those.
I did some drawing at the San Diego Zoo of the orangutans, and they came right up to the window and watched me draw. It was very, very cool. And the same with the bonobos. I did some drawing of the bonobos, and they came up and really, they actually knocked on the window to tell me to show them. Remember that, Dustin? That was when we were with Proco. That may have been the first time I was with Proco.
Oh, when we were at the the zoo.
Yeah.
The orangutan's name was Karen.
That's right.
I already watched the that video that Proco and them made when we all went to the zoo.
See, I'm just getting a few of the vines in.
It was a basset hound and a bloodhound, so they were both hounds, just different types. One was a basset, one was a blood.
Blood,
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 blood.
blood. Can he bring his portfolio Thursday, Ronnie?
He doesn't keep a portfolio. I mean, he can bring some paintings. We don't all keep portfolios.
Have you ever considered one of the dragons from Game of Thrones? Like drawing one of them, I think.
No, I haven't. But that'd be kind of fun.
You draw a crocodile or a dragon? Someone else asks?
Yeah. Is this for Thursday?
I believe so.
Okay, we're bringing Ronnie in. I mean, you guys can ask questions of Ronnie. It could be like a talk show kind of thing we do.
I just bought a Jelly Roll white pen, and for some reason it feels like it's running out of ink and it isn't working well.
What size is it? If it's 0.5 or smaller, it's too small. You have to get 0.8 or 1. That's the problem you're having. There we go. My little orangutan. So now, I had some other markers over there. Can you look in the drawer? I don't want to make them go too dark, so I'm going to get the 0.3 or the number 3
Which drawer?
markers. In here. Markers. All my supply drawers. There they are. Found you. I found you. I found you. My love. Oh, my Lanta.
Oh my Lanta.
Yeah, that's a better value right there. 03. Just gonna throw a little value down on him here.
You ever draw marine wildlife, like sharks and stuff?
Yes. Arg.
Are those Copic Markers? I think it meant to say
Copic.
Copic.
Yes. These are Copic markers. And these that I'm using right now, even though they look like they're dark, are just, when they dry, are just a little bit darker than the paper.
Well, that's an interesting request for Thursday, or a suggestion. It would be interesting to each have the same assignment and work separately, then compare the result. Like both do a giraffe on stilts and see how you treat them differently.
Oh, that's interesting. A giraffe on stilts.
I don't think the giraffe needs to be any taller. But then I think that's the joke.
I guess that's the joke.
I can just see a drawing of a giraffe on stilts, but its neck goes off the frame.
Right.
Have you ever drawn sea slugs? The colors are so wonderful.
Nope, never drawn a sea. Oh, I take that back. I have drawn sea slugs. I came up with sea slug character for a movie that was taking place underwater.
Nice.
His name is Gherkin. Well, I guess he was a sea cucumber, so close enough. But he was Gherkin, the sea cucumber.
Looking forward to the character design live stream. It's going to be great.
Great. It will be great. We gonna have a ball. So I'm just going to finish this up with this marker. If you guys have any last questions to ask.
The movie we were talking about, was that called Help, I'm a Fish?
Was it called what?
Help, I'm a Fish?
Help on a Fish?
Help, I'm a Fish.
No. Oh, Help, I'm a Fish. No. No, it was a movie that wasn't released. It was called Shrimpy the Whale.
And Gabby was the one that mentioned about the sea slugs. Said, no, Aaron, sea slugs and cucumbers are different. You're hurting me.
I know they're different. I'm just saying that's as close as I came because I ended up doing a cucumber, but not a slug.
The person was complaining before about the jelly pen not working. Says my jelly roll pen is an 08 medium.
Oh, really? And it's still not working? That's strange.
It might be the texture of the paper.
It might be because I use an 08 medium as well, and mine they work fine for me. It's when I get into the 05s that they're too small. Let's see what I can get with this one.
I want to be like you. I learn to be human too.
So you can see that this value of Copic is just a little bit darker than the paper. So I like that it's not too dark.
What is a jelly roll? Someone's asking.
Well, it's either a food or it's a pen. Both are delicious.
A roll made out of jelly? Damn right, that's good.
The jelly roll pens are that's the white pen that I use. It's this
That stuff.
jelly roll.
Jelly roll pen. Made in Boulder, Montana.
Question: could you talk about line weight in more detail? That's a good question. When I'm doing drawings like this, I use my heaviest line weight for shadow areas, and then my lightest line weight for a lot of my hatch work, and lighter areas for where I'm drawing form. But in the shadow areas, I try to get the heaviest line weight. Now, the pen I'm using, the line weight doesn't vary, so it's the amount of line that I'm using. But if I'm using a pencil, I could use a heavier line weight. So now what I can do is I can jump over to my number 4 and just hit a couple of darker areas here.
By the way, that marker you're using, is that a warm gray 1 or 3, or is it a cold gray 1 or 3?
This is a cool gray number 3, and now I'm using a cool gray number 4 for some of these shadow areas.
Looking over like, hey, how you doing?
What's that?
The orangutan is just hang.
Yeah.
The way his eyes are is like, hey, how you doing?
How you doing? What's that?
Oh, don't mind me. I'm just hanging out.
There we go. Get some nice shadow areas back here. Nice and easy.
Are you gonna do any? Oh, there it is. I was just about to ask if you're going to.
I'm just going to do a little touch of white on his eyes. Just a little highlight.
I need more questions. I've given her all she's got, Captain.
Well, you can't ask for any more than that then, can you? That's about all I'm going to do for the white just a touch on his face. Maybe a little bit on his...
There's a new way of using the EA Sports sound for you. Air, Red, Blaise. He does a thing.
He does a thing. There we go. Maybe a little bit on his lip right here.
Hi, Dustin. I saw you shot some nice pictures. Thank you. Yeah, I took some photos of some airplanes last week, and over the weekend had a fun little get-together here at Dad's place at the mountain pool. Got some cool shots there.
Showed off my tubbiness.
Huh?
Showed off my tubbiness.
Yes, you did. And they're all on my Facebook. I'm planning on adding the photos to my Instagram. I just don't know how to group them into certain groupings.
You okay?
Yeah. Just
All right.
trying to find the right words, and when I can't find the right word fast enough, I just get into a stalemate.
Words.
I just stall. My brain just stalls out. Just.
A few little leaves here and there.
I like how you add details after you put in your signature.
Yeah, I just decided that I needed some leaves.
It needed to be done. You just couldn't leave it alone.
Ah, look at that.
Aaron, what do you try to capture in a photo? Color, expression, detail, scale, light and shadow?
Yes, all of that. Not so much maybe a little bit of expression, but I like to add my own.
Oh, it was meant for me.
Oh.
Uh,
Excuse me. I didn't have to finish that.
capturing
That's okay.
capturing a photo. That's what it was. That's for meant for me.
Well, when I'm taking, but I take reference photos as well. Those are all the things I'm looking for.
Is all that stuff?
Yeah.
Now I try to do the same thing, though. Recently, I've been trying to look more into composition. So I feel I've gotten the color and lighting down quite a bit, but it's still that composition of trying to find that right angle. You know, that right angle, that right timing. Still trying to figure that part out. But when it comes to other stuff, like I'm looking more into color and detail and lights and the occasional shadow. It's basically everything you said, Dad.
There we go.
Rain Edwards says, foliage is my kryptonite.
All right, we're done. I'm finished.
You done?
Yeah, there's my little orangutan.
I'm done! I'm out!
So he was fun. I enjoyed this guy. He was a lot of fun. So anyway, that's it for today, you guys. We are going to see you back here on Thursday. Why didn't I highlight the fur? Someone is asking me. Well, the fur is dark and it doesn't have a sheen to it. And so if I start highlighting it, especially with the value that I have in there, it's going to look like it's wet, and I don't want it to be wet. So it doesn't need a highlight. I focused on the shadows more than anything, and so that's how he sits in his environment. So that's why I didn't highlight it. But you can switch over to this camera, Dustin. So so that was it. Thanks a lot, you guys. I really had a great time today. And remember, I've got the Patreon page that I've just put together. And any donation really helps us, and you'll get rewards. For the $1 donation, you get 4 images a month. For the $5, you're going to get 4 images that are full Photoshop files. And for the $10 donation, you're going to get a live stream once a month as well. So we're really, really happy with that. And I've got thousands of images that we're going to be sharing. So just get in there and check it out. And like I said, any little bit helps, and we like to give back to you guys as well. So that's patreon.com/AaronBlaiseArt. And then also remember, September 28th. This is really big. September 28th, and it's only open to the first 300 people. We've got our character design course live. That you can be there live, learning character design with me online. We're going to be, I'm going to be there to answer questions. I'm going to be demonstrating. I'm going to be going over everything that's in my character design course and then putting it to use. We're going to design a character right there on the spot, and 6 hours of teaching, and I think you guys will really dig it. And it's at a really affordable price too. So go over to Creature Art Teacher and check that out as well. And then the other thing too is we've got our back to school sale that is happening. And so if you are interested or even thinking about getting a membership with us, and you're a student or a teacher, then come on over. Now's your time, because you can get 50% off of memberships and streaming. And then lastly, remember, September 6th, 7th, and 8th, we are going to be at Lightbox Expo in Pasadena, California. It's going to be awesome. If you want to see, check more on it, it's lightboxexpo.com, I think it is, or .net. .com? I can't remember now. But sorry about that. But it's going to be a blast. We're going to be there selling original work. I'm going to be doing lectures. We're going to be selling prints. I'm going to be there in person. We can talk, we can meet, we can shake hands, we can have a great time. And so that's September 6th, 7th, and 8th in Pasadena, California. We're going to be there, and we're going to have a ball. So I hope you guys had a great time today. I had a blast. Got 2 more drawings done, so there's 2 more to go onto the pile.
Yep.
So thanks a lot, you guys. Take what you learned today and go out and make something beautiful. Put some beauty back into the world. Be nice to somebody. Make someone's life better. And with that, I'm going to hand it over to Dustin.
All right, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Glad you guys enjoyed this stream. Hope you guys enjoy our future streams as well. And we will see you guys this Thursday along with Ronnie Williford, if things go according to plan. So until then, everybody, Cowboy Bebop. See you guys.